I love the tagline on the film, "It's about time," because it has so many meanings. It's way past time that we do this. The United States is such an outlier. It's time because the family has changed so much. We have many more women as sole or we have so many women who are sole or co-breadwinner, and we have such a growth in the aging population. So we really need everybody to care, and we have many more men who want to have that time too. And also it's about time because people are learning that this painful thing that they've gone through on their own, that they couldn't change by themselves, they can change when they work together with others, and they saw it because they saw it happen somewhere else. So the momentum and the movement are really growing. One thing the film points out is that the European countries and many others were devastated much more than we were in terms of population loss after the war. And so they had a more intentional effort to figure out they needed women to work, and they also needed them to have babies. And they developed these policies to make that possible. That wasn't true in the United States. The other thing that was different in the United States is the role of money in politics and the role of lobbyists, who for all these decades have been saying to politicians, we will cut you off if you support a policy like this. I think paid leave has not only the potential, but already is becoming a bipartisan issue. We had this extraordinary AEI Brookings report. We have a lot of Republicans in the film talking about the need for paid leave. And in Washington State, we won with strong bipartisan support. We have tripartisan support in Vermont. The senator in Vermont, the senator in Washington, the Republican senator in Washington who was a lead sponsor had just had a baby, and he talked about how it was for him to spend time with that newborn, and he said, how could we deny? Everybody needs to have that. So, you know, cancer babies, they don't know partisan lines, and that experience is going to be helpful, but also our power. You know, the coalition in Washington made it clear, we're going to get this. We'll get it at the ballot if we can't get a strong bill through the legislature. And I think more and more Republicans are also hearing we don't want to be on the wrong side of a winning issue. If you go to the familyvaluesatwork.org website, you'll see a booklet called The Impact of Our Wins. We have lots of evidence from the many years now of these 3 states that have had paid family leave, and a number of the statistics are scattered through that booklet. But above all, it's the stories of families who have managed to take time to care without taking a financial hit. And they talk about what it means for their health, for their families, for their lives to have this kind of security. That's, I think, what's making the difference. It's great because I've been able to see audiences watch this film several times already, and 2 things are happening. Many people just didn't know this, didn't know how much of an outlier the United States was, didn't realize the consequences of 0 weeks of paid leave. And so for them, it's been eye-opening, and what they said is, we're ashamed that our country is so far backward, but we also see this as low-hanging fruit. This is something we can change when there's so many things we don't know if we can. But then I also see the people who live these problems, who feel unseen and unheard, and this film made them feel like, we know you, and they just loved it.